Ladies and gentlemen, I've done it. I was this close to playing Against the Storm tonight, checking out the Fox update, but I have wanted to play Terraformers on stream for like 2 weeks. So the first thing we're going to do, because I'm actually, you know what, this is an answerable question. I am 54.3 hours into Terraformers currently. I've done a lot, but I'd like to do a lot all over again. So we're going to reset my entire profile, all my progress, everything I've done so far, getting wiped totally clean. And we're going to start over fresh. Because it's a good game. I honestly would not mind playing it again. And we're just going to get right into it. I'm pretty sure it starts you on the tutorial. Yeah. So, the idea is this. Honestly, it looks like a board game. And that is a big part of the charm. But you have a planet. You have, Mars. It's divided up into provinces. You can make cities in the provinces, and there are unexplored locations in each area that have different kinds of resources on them. So our goal, our points are up here, is to get points through doing these various things by expanding our Mars empire out, obtaining resources, doing trade, all this kind of stuff, and then winning as fast as possible. Where you've got the, oh, you know what? Here, let me move myself. I was going to do this. Safest place for me this game, I bet, is actually probably going to be like up here. All that's up there is like bug report. We're not going to need that. Yeah, give me like up there. That should be good. So you've got these leaders you pick. Leaders have a tenure, like a job duration. It's something like 10 turns or something like that. So every 10 turns you have a leader. They roll over. They have skills. You can use one skill per turn. And then they also have a specialization. And the specialization sticks around forever. So if we take Pakai here, we'll have pretty cities for the rest of the game. Whenever we find a new city ever, we get +2 support income. Or if we go with Thomas Foster, we get silicates production. I kind of want to start with a thriving economy rather than worrying too much about satisfaction and happiness. So I would rather have his mine resources ability than pretty much any of the stuff that Pakai does for us. So we're going to go with Thomas Foster. And then it's sort of like a deck builder, but not quite. Every turn, you get cards, and cards cost resources, and you pay resources to play cards. So we can go into our city here, and we can choose different things to build. These different things can also get adjacency bonuses eventually. So we're going to take our greenhouse farm, which costs 10 water, produces 1 food. We're just going to put it like right there. I'm not going to read Thomas's prompts. I'm the tutorial, not him. We can also use one of our leader's abilities every turn. We haven't unlocked the other two because we're still being tutorialized, so we're just going to use Explore. We'll go here. We found stuff. Gets added to our resource bank. And now this is a tile that we can expand to if we want. Just something we'll be able to do next turn because there's nothing left to do. Can't play any cards, can't use any abilities, so we'll end the turn. Now every turn, you get to pick from a selection of cards. This is the fun. This is the decision making element of it, a la, Against the Storm's cornerstone pick every season. But here it's every single turn you get to make choices. So we've got another greenhouse, another 10 water, but then we get +1 food per turn. Currently, I have no water, and I don't really see anywhere in these unexplored locations where I could get water from. Unlikely to take that. We have a tritium thermogenerator, which costs tritium but produces power per turn, and then makes adjacent population sad. We do have a tritium mine here, and we get tritium here, here, and here from exploration, so that seems like a decent candidate. And then we've got a laboratory, which is 5 nitrates, 5 silicates, produces a science per turn. We've got nitrates, we have big silicates, we have little nitrates, so maybe we could do that, but I think honestly I would rather just have the power, especially because we've now unlocked Thomas's ability to mine resources, so we can go mine resource, drill the tritium, we go up to 11 because we get +5 from that, and then we can take the tritium generator and we can build it. It's going to make people upset if we build it next to a house, So we're going to put it over here. And then we can also build our house now. So for the house, there are buildings that can increase the productions of your farms when they're adjacent. So I kind of want to go farm, 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 and then farm adjacent building. You can do the same thing for power, where you go power, 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 power adjacent building, which means that up here could be like a space for residences. You can do residence, residence, not residence here because there's going to be a thermo generator there, and then residence building that makes residences happy. It does cost power to remove the rocks, but we're making a power per turn, so I'm not super worried about it. So we get rid of that and we put that here. Now that gives us +1 population. And each population gives you an expansion to a tile of your choice that you've already discovered. So we're going to go here, we're going to expand, and now that we've expanded here, we can build a tritium mine on it. So we just get +1 tritium forever, for the rest of the game. Which is great news for us. We've used up everything we can. We end our turn. We have a second tritium thermogenerator, which continues to look attractive. We have a habitation module, which you are miles away from. And we have a tuber farm, which is nitrates to get food. But again, like, our nitrates aren't great. There's not going to be 10 nitrates here or here. And neither of them are likely to be a nitrates mine because they're just a small hint. Whereas this is like a large hint of silicates, large hint of titanium. These could potentially be mines. So I'm just going to grab a second tritium thermogenerator. And then if we drill here, we're at 8. Next turn, we'll get +1 from our tritium mine. It'll put us to 9. And I don't really want a third one. 3 tritium generators is a lot. I think we probably want to try and diversify our economy a little bit. So we could take something like a lab here. We're not really producing that much food, so I'm not thinking too much about a habitation module. We wouldn't be able to build it for, 28 turns. Whereas a lab, we explore here, 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 might be able to build that. So we'll go ahead and grab a laboratory. And then the other thing you can do that's kind of a neat... Well, let's build this first. Get rid of that. Put our second generator in. The other thing you can do is you have trade routes. So you start the game with one trade route that you unlock on like turn 4. You can use trade to convert one of any resource into one of any other resource. So we want to build this laboratory. We know it's going to take nitrates and we know it's going to take silicates, but we have a good silicate deposit there. So I'm going to start importing 1 nitrate so that we can build this thing faster. Then we're going to take Thomas, we're going to explore that silicate spot. We got +4, so we do need 1 more. But if we build 1 more house, we could build a silicates mine there. And that would get us the +1 per turn. So we'll go ahead and end turn. Well, where am I going to explore next turn? I could explore here, and I could get the 5th silicate. Or I could trade and explore here and here. Let's do that. Let's just get to 5 right away. Now, still can't build a habitation module. Probably not going to have the resources to do a second laboratory. We could do a robot hub. So robots are the same thing as population, but population doesn't provide support. And support is kind of your impatience analogous mechanic. You've got this counter over here that represents your support. As the game goes on, your baseline for what counts as enough support goes lower. And if it goes too low and you drop to under 0, you lose. So you do have to keep your support relatively high, and robots don't contribute to that. But they do give you workforce. So we could go here, and we could go like here, and we could get a silicates mine and a titanium mine, and we could staff them with robots, which would be some nice resource income. So I'm sort of pulled in that direction currently, I think. But the first thing we want to do is we want to get the science lab off the ground. So explore me here. That gives us 2 nitrates. We're going to need to trade for a couple more, but we could explore this location to get more. And we also got enough titanium to build our robot hub. So we'll go ahead and do that. Robots aren't people, so they don't care about being next to a power plant. You can go like right there. And now we have 2 exploration abilities. We'll go here for the silicates, although we need more titanium to actually build it. And I'm going to save the second one because I don't know what's there yet. And I don't have anything to build in these tiles anyway. Skip me. We get exploration satellites. We get another building choice. We are a long ways away from 12 science, but this is 7 support per turn, which is pretty hefty. We could just take our third tritium thermogenerator, like we are getting a lot of tritium, and we still don't have the water for a greenhouse farm. So I guess just give me the thing that's going to make more power, because we do generate tritium really well. And then we also get these exploration satellites. Exploration satellites are basically the same thing as your leader's explore ability, but you can use them on any tile you want, and it doesn't cost power. So we want to do this turn. We definitely want to explore this location, because it has nitrates. We kind of want to explore this location, just to see if there's anything worth expanding to. We also need to get 5 titanium. 4 titanium, so that we can build this mine. So I'm thinking we use the exploration satellite here, get our nitrates. That puts us to 5. We also found food. That's nice. We can now build our lab. We will build the lab over here. So we now have +1 science per turn. And then for the second exploration, we have 2 titanium. I think we'll get another 2 from doing that. There we go. So that's 4. We can build our silicates mine. Now, we don't need nitrates anymore. What do we need? Either food or water, probably. What are our next couple explorations? Our next couple explorations are probably here, here, and here to get water. We could conceivably get to 10 water pretty soon. So I'm going to start trading for water now in the hopes that we can pick up a greenhouse in like the next couple turns. And next turn we're getting the tritium for our third tritium thermogenerator. Yeah, so here's the expectations increase. We go from +2 down to a -3 after we take this, and that's just because the game is going on longer. So for this pick, we have another robot hub. Not super important, because we do have this free expansion right now. We have a habitation module, which is kind of like, you know, a smaller robot hub. We don't really care about that. So the other thing we could take is we could just take another lab, or whenever you want, you can just turn a project into science. But this is also just like 1 science forever instead of just 1 science once. So what are we most likely to make? I think we might actually be most likely to make a new city that then has robots in it. Do we have a good titanium mine yet? No, but that could be a titanium mine. Yeah, I think our odds of building this robot hub are most likely. That's going to be our third tritium generator. And yeah, now the tutorial is like, hey, you should probably find a new city. But before we do that, I kind of want to grab water. So why don't you take me up here and explore this. 5 water, 2 silicates, 3 science, and it's an aquifer. Okay. That's great news. We got a 9 water next turn. That'll put us at 10. I don't think water is that important anymore. Switch me over to titanium. Or maybe nitrates. I think titanium is fine. Alright, this is pretty much exactly what we wanted. We wanted the second greenhouse farm for more food production. What are we turning down? We're turning down a waste incinerator, which produces +1 power if at least 3 food is produced inside the city. That doesn't happen yet. And we're turning down a brine electrolyzer, +2 support for every building owned by the city that costs water. We don't really do that either, and it's 12 titanium. We can't pay for that. So give me the greenhouse farm instead. Explore me this tile for 2 power. That's going to put us at 10 water. And then we're going to be able to build our second greenhouse. So now we're getting +2 food per turn. We've also found a city site. However, the game is called Terraformers. Obviously, you can terraform. If we terraform the amount of water that's on the planet, this tile will be submerged, and it will flood the city that's there. So I'm not super thrilled about actually making a city in that spot. Also, it looks like this entire area is just super, super lowlands. So let's look for a different place we can set a city up instead. Maybe like out here somewhere. Trading is fine. I'd rather build up to 6 titanium. We have a house for 10 science and 20 food. Another laboratory, another robot hub. Conceivably, we could make that. I don't know where the nitrates are going to come from, but let's start grabbing some. And then we have exploration satellite. Let's go here. And then explore me. See, this is another city site, but it's going to be flooded. Well, I guess explore me down into Tharsis then. This could be a potential city site. It's an exploration milestone. We might want to try there. We could also grab here for enough nitrates to make our lab. I wish I hadn't used the exploration satellite up there. I would have loved to have it for either of those tiles. But what can you do? We have another greenhouse farm. Unlikely. We have a photovoltaic field, which is 1 power and +1 if it's placed on a high location. We have a hospital. Our support income is currently negative. So I'm going to grab the hospital. We will be able to build it in 3 turns if we do nothing. And we'll be able to build it in potentially 1 turn if we get really lucky on this tile. So we'll go from 9 to 10 science. Explore me here because I need the nitrates anyway. Lucky 10 food there. We also now need 7 water to make a new city. A city is 30 food and 10 water. Take me into New Cardiff. I haven't really left myself space for a lab, have I? I guess I could put it here. We can't put a house here because it's next to a tritium thermal generator, so we'll put a lab there instead. And I still don't want to use this last expansion. I do have 2 free tiles. It would have been nice to grab a photovoltaic field and put it here, but we're already making 3 power per turn, which is quite a bit. Oh, and Thomas is retiring. Okay, who are our new choices? We've got Gustav. He increases our science production by 1 for every 6 robots you construct. That's a pretty steep ask. 2 more projects are proposed this turn and gain 3 science. That seems good. And +5 power also seems good. What do you have for us, Jorge Dromedo? You've got destroy 2 rocks for free. Receive 2 modular apartment projects, but they're 30 food and 6 titanium each. Constructing regional buildings costs 15% less resources. All of those seem kind of bad compared to what Gustav does. So why don't you give me that? And then what are our options here? We have another robot hub. We have a school, 1 science per turn, and then adjacent population provides a little bit of support. And we have eco homes. We could also just use his ability to get +3 science. But I kind of want to find a place to set a new city up out here. There's 3 spots so we could actually set a city up. I don't love any of these, though, is the problem. I'm just going to have you show me new projects. Do we like any of these? +1 power for every 3 mines owned by the city? Don't care. Greenhouse farm? Probably not taking that. You have 2 mines. I mean, I guess maybe that could be your 3rd mine, and then we'd get +1 power, but I don't know where I'd put you. All these spots are spoken for already, basically. And we could take school, but like it's not that much support per turn. We're already getting +2 science. I guess just give me the house. It's kind of cheap on the food front, and we're pretty good at producing science. So the house might not be that bad. And then come in here and give me this hospital just to fix our expectation debt. But I really need to start exploring these. I guess we can just wait for the exploration satellite to come up. Increase their prestige. 3 big corporations are offering to set up a trade route. Supply a city of our choice with a valuable resource. Do we want 10 tritium, 10 silicates, or 10 nitrates? Well, we have a silicates mine. We have a tritium mine. We don't have a nitrates mine. That seems like an easy nitrates. And then we've got adjacent science-producing buildings produce +1 science per turn. Population and robots. Yeah, he does kind of have like robot synergy, so maybe we take the robot hub. Adjacent population provides 3 support per turn. That's not as good as our hospital. I think I'm fine taking robot hub so that we can explore rather than use innovate. Because then we can go exploration satellite. That is a lava tube city. This is rich soil. We could make an agricultural complex, or we could make a nitrates mine that makes 2 nitrate. Kind of want to know what these are, though. Let's make an informed choice. 10 food. You're also a lava tube. What does a lava tube do? Cities and lava tubes receive 50% less damage from sandstorms. Okay. A lot of rocks to cut through, though, but we're great at producing power, so I'm not that worried about it. I still don't know where I want to set the second city up. Research Center. 2 extra projects will be proposed each turn. That seems very good. Having more projects to choose from seems like a very, very powerful thing. Are you better than Combined Living Center? Yes. You're better than Tuber Farm, too. Yeah, give me that. We'll be able to build it next turn, because we're getting +2 and we're trading for 1 more. And then I need to swap that science route off. I don't actually need that science anymore. I can't really afford to wait much longer, so why don't you just explore here? It's a titanium mine. It floods if the ocean rises to level 3. I don't think that's going to happen in this game. I think that's going to be pretty far off. And then end turn. Sure, just give me another robot hub. So if we play all 3 of these, we get +1 to science production from his advanced machine learning perk. And then go here. And then build this city. Not enough. Oh, we're out of water! We gotta find water. Okay. Well, we can go here, here, here. And maybe between those 3 spots, that'll be 10 water, but we'll absolutely start trading for it. Cardiff, what are you doing? I really want to get this down fast. So why don't you just put me here? We're fine on food. I don't think I'm going to need a 3rd farm there. So now we should see 5 projects instead of 3 every turn, which will be very nice. Earth suggests we initiate the terraforming process. They provided us with a CO2 factory to pump greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. 12 power, 9 titanium to make +1 atmosphere, +1 heat, but it makes people unhappy. Okay. And what do we have here? We have a landing pad. Enables an extra trade route. I would love to have that. We have a miner's cottage. +1 support for every mine owned by the city. And then we've got our thermo generator, our greenhouse farm, our lab. I want more trade routes. More trade routes just mean we can do everything faster. So I think now we'll finally use that expansion. We'll stick a landing pad here, and now I can also say, like, what aren't we going to spend in the near future? Science, probably? So we can get rid of a 2nd science. We can trade for 2 more water. For 1 more water. 2 total. Yeah, new game. I've been so excited to play a bit of Terraformers on stream. I'm glad I was able to make the time for it. So we're at 7. We'll be at 9 next turn. You explore here, and no matter how much water is there, we'll be able to build it next turn. That is also a titanium deposit. So if we build like 1 more house here, in that spot, as a potential candidate, we could make a titanium mine. But for now, we gotta enter. What are all of you? Public baths. 14 water, 5 support per turn. So it's just like a different hospital. Android hub is just a better robot hub. A lab, development center. You can research one extra project every turn. Or an oxygen factory. We don't have the water to build an oxygen factory. We could have the science to build a development center, though. And researching one extra project every turn seems good. So yeah, give me one of those. Stop trading away our research. Trade away food instead. And then take me into here. Found a city. We get +7 support if we put it next to this great natural site, so that seems like a pretty good place to start. And then we could also immediately make an android hub. What could we grab with it? There's a titanium deposit, some sandstones, and this rich soil. I think I'm interested in that. So we go here, we build a nitrates mine. So now we finally have nitrates production. And then we head up here, and we're going to make this titanium mine. Well, we're going to need to import titanium to do that. So we'll be at 4 next turn, we'll be able to make that mine. And then we also still have Gustav's ability. Where do we want to explore? Well, what do we need, actually, is the better question. If we explore a titanium tile, we could make that mine this turn, I think. It's 4 power, 4 titanium. So we explore here, we go to 5 power, but we go to 4 titanium. And then we can make the mine. I guess we could also make a dike to protect against flooding, but again, I don't think we're getting to flooding 3. Do I like the trade routes we have? Well, we don't need titanium anymore, really. What do we need? We're already producing 2 per turn, but importing more science to get to the development center faster seems like it could be a pretty good bet. Would also let us make an eco-home down here if we wanted to, although I don't know exactly what we would expand to. We could put the eco-home over here, and we could get another titanium mine. Yeah, we got a lot of options. Oh, +10 water is colossal. I'll absolutely take +10 water. Now I've got a habitation module, cultured meat lab, composting facility, courthouse road paver. Do I care about any of these? Like, I guess we could just take the hab module and build it immediately. Road paver's a lot of tiles, though. But we're pretty far away from it, titanium-wise. We're also kind of far away from a courthouse, titanium-wise. And we just built a nitrates mine that's +2 per turn, so I don't really care about a composting facility. So it's between you two. And given that we are trying to save up for this development center, which is stretching our science pretty thin, I kind of just want to grab the hab module, and then we can worry about you later. We'll worry about you now. So down here, if we look at our score, we get score from resource income combination, which is water, nitrate, silicate, titanium, and tritium. The only thing we're missing right now is water. We have +1 of everything else. So for the purposes of score, if we build a house here, we get the +2 from the hospital. Well, we get +1 from the hospital. +1 from just being happy, I guess. And then we expand up here. It's far away from the city, so people are unhappy about it, but it will let us make a mine here. Stop doing that. Bring that in. Also, stop exporting power. We kind of need it. Just export 2 nitrates. Or actually, export nitrates and silicates. We've got a ton of both of those. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll have enough titanium next turn. We will not have enough power next turn, but we could just use energy savings, and then we could guarantee that we'd have enough power next turn. And I don't really want to explore anything either, so just give me the energy savings, and then next turn we can build a mine on this aquifer. Scientists are making progress on adapting life to Martian conditions through bioengineering. We can get Dinococus +2 atmosphere per turn, or we can get Cyanophyta +1 atmosphere +1 oxygen. We still have this CO2 factory in our inventory, which does atmosphere and heat. So let's just stack atmosphere. Let's get atmosphere all the way full. And then here's a gas factory for 2 more atmosphere. Oh, but here's the soil factory. So this is +2 food, basically. And we could build it next turn. And it would slot in right there. I feel like that's got to be too good to pass up. So this gets us 2 food. This gets us net 0, but it lets us pick the thing that we want. This gets us atmosphere, but we already kind of have stuff to make atmosphere. Yeah, I'm going to do the soil factory. I just want to increase our raw resource output. Because the neat thing about the trade routes is if you increase your raw resource output and then you just have like a couple of trade routes, you can really make pretty much anything you want. Because you can just trade it into the thing that you actually need. So let's make our mine. And now we're getting +5 score because we have that resource income combination. For the next level of it, we need another water, another silicates, another titanium, and another tritium, so that seems unlikely to happen. We also get score from trade routes and trade routes from mines. We also get points from project researches. So I'm guessing that's like a development center. We can research an extra project every turn. So that's actually going to give us a bit of score. Now, where do we want to expand to next? What do we need, most importantly? It looks like titanium is quite low, and we kind of want to start saving up for the CO2 factory. So let's start doing a bunch of nodes that are just titanium. Like, this one is pretty far from everything. You're 3 power to explore. You're also 3 power. Are there any that are 4 power to explore? No, everything's 3. So why don't you come down here with your ability, and then we'll use the exploration satellite over here. Those are both... wow, there's a lot of stuff down here. Titanium mine, and then big water mine. Interesting. I might want to make a city in one of these 2 spots. Just to grab some of these. Interesting. Okay. How far away are we from a city? We need a ton of food. But you're about to fix all of our food, so I'm not that worried about it. 10 support per turn, so it's just like a big support stick. Adjacent population gives +2 support per turn, and it gives a population. It gives a robot. And you're just a trade route. I'm kind of inclined to just take the trade route. I feel like having another trade route could be very nice. Because there's not really anywhere I want to expand right now. Although that said, I don't have anywhere that I could actually put a spaceport. Because I have no tiles. So maybe we do actually need to take a delivery drone, because I need population right now. I mean, I guess I could wait for a robot hub to be done. I could just put a robot hub here. We're kind of fine on power. And then I could expand here. And I could expand here for the titanium mine. We'd take a small happiness penalty, but that's okay. I'll live. Okay, I like that idea. So we definitely build this. +2 food. We take this. That landing pad's probably going to go there for another trade. And then we're going to build you next turn. And you're going to expand here and here. I think that's pretty good. Now, what do we need to trade in? We're actually kind of short on power, despite the fact that we make 3 per turn, because we keep spending it on his exploration ability. Oh, like, we could just make it from, like, energy savings. You know what? Give me food instead. Let's get to, like, our next eco home faster, and then we can put it somewhere down here. Like, if we go home, home, if we see another drone platform, we could put it here, and it would make all three of those people happy, which seems like a nice little buff. Now, would I rather explore with you, or would I rather just generate 5 power? We're good on water, so I don't really care about either of those. Don't really care about you guys. I do kind of want to know what you are. Because if we build a robot hub in here, this is one of the places we'd probably be expanding to. And you're only 2 power. Like, you're basically free. It's an old volcano. We can restart it for 25 tritium. It damages all regional and city buildings. All empty locations become rich soil. It gives us 50 atmosphere and 10 heat. That seems kind of nuts. It costs 25 trit, though. It's going to take us a long time to get to. I mean, I guess we could trade for it. Yeah, maybe that's something to work up towards. What do you have for me here? I do kind of want to just grab a gas factory. We have a Marsha, but we have so much housing currently, I don't think I need you. We're also kind of good on food. We're getting 4 food per turn, so I don't really care about you. +1 power, and +1 power if placed on a high location, and support. So this is a high location. But I really wanted to put a landing pad there. What do you do? Guided tours, 5 support. Is there anywhere else I could get away with putting this rocket silo? Yeah, I could get away with putting a rocket silo here. I could build a second robot hub. I could expand here and here. I could put the landing pad there, so that I could put the solar panels here. Because the +3 power, I'm not feeling like it's enough. I don't think I'm making enough power, so I want more power. And then if I use your energy savings, I could afford to build a robot hub. The robot hub is going to go here. Is that true? I don't really want to destroy either of these laboratories. We're only getting 2 science per turn. We haven't even gotten to our development center. So that's still a little slow. I do think I want to just use the empty square. Then you expand here, you expand here. You're a little sad about it, I understand. But I want that trit mine. And then next turn, no, this turn, we just build that. So now we get 5 power per turn. In 2 turns, we can make our second robot hub. It'll just probably go like up here. Ooh, that takes power as well. I might need these energy savings next turn again to get enough power. Am I still fine with all these imports? God, I also need 12 power to make a CO2 factory. I need 20 science to... Give me the science for this development center so that I can just get it out of my hand. Alright, Gustav is done. I can't use power production next turn. That's not great news. We have Henry Carnegie. He imports CO2 from Earth, gives us atmosphere, heat, and support. We can vent a mine, which produces heat and atmosphere, but makes people mad. Mines are cheaper to construct. Okay, versus increases power production by 1 for every 4 power I start producing. I'm probably not increasing power for the rest of the game, if I had to guess. I'm not thrilled about that. A free drone hub is actually super nuts. That's 1 free tile expansion per turn, as long as you have a place to put it. That seems crazy. And 3 projects are proposed this turn, gain 4 science. So I would love to vent mines, but I have a bunch of Terraform cards in my hand right now. I'm going to grab Miriam instead, because Drone Hub just seems really good. And now, what do you have for me? An oxygen factory. We could afford that now. Another landing pad. I don't have anywhere to put that. Eco homes we already have. We haven't used it yet, so how good could it be? 1 science per 3 robots? How many robots for here? Each city has a certain comfort of living. Yeah. There's 4 robots here. So that would be +1 science. It's the same thing as a lab. Who cares? And then here, there's even fewer. There's only 2 here. Okay, so that's a lab, but overcosted, and then a robot hub. Which, admittedly, we do have really nice robot synergy this game, but I think I kind of want to start doing terraforming. And we're not spending our water on anything else right now. Now, we want to build a robot hub in Mirzoyan Outpost. To do that, we're going to need 1 more titanium. No, we're not. Because we have our exploration satellite this turn. We are going to explore a spot that has titanium, because we only need 1. And then I'll have 10 power next turn. I need to make sure we stay at 6, so I can spend 4 power this turn. I can destroy the rock where the robot hub is going to go next turn. And that's all I can afford. I cannot place the oxygen factory yet. Like, I can afford to, but I don't have an open space to put it in, because this actually has to be connected to our headquarters without rocks in the way. I could also make a free drone hub. I'm just going to make a free drone hub. Why not? And then if I expand here, I can just build the rocket silo now. Oh, yeah. Yeah. This is good. 2, 4, 5, 6. So we'll have 6 titanium next turn. We'll have 7 power next turn. That's not going to be enough to bulldoze a rock to get the robot hub down, but we could build the oxygen factory there. No, wait. I don't... Yeah, no, I do need to do that. Plus, we need the titanium for the CO2 factory. So all we care about right now is, like, power and titanium. That's what builds most of the things in our hand. And actually, hang on. give me a second. I'm thinking. Give me power instead. If we do 1 science, we hit 20 science, we can make the development center, and that's actually what I want to go in that spot instead. So my traders aren't assigned. Oh yeah, I have 1 more! Okay, export a food, and then bring a titanium in. Okay. Support. A little bad. We're okay, though. We have Android Hub. Large version of Robot Hub. Not interested yet. Entertainment Center, not interested. Magnetic Fusion Plant. We're good on power. I'm not interested. Tuber Farm? No. We also have 9 power, 9 titanium to get +2 tritium per turn. I like that. We're stretched really thin on titanium and power right now, but +2 tritium per turn is really nice. We could also just get more projects. I don't think I'm going to explore with you this turn. I'm definitely not going to build a robot hub this turn. Yeah, give me more projects to look at. We could get +3 science per turn for silicates and tritium. I'm way more interested in doing that than trying to stretch our power and titanium out. We also have another development center. It's going to take us forever to get that science back. And a second oxygen factory. Our water can't handle that. Give me an orbital telescope. If nothing else, we can trade away some of that science. So stop doing all of your import and export. I want you to focus only on constructing this space project. And then we go in here. We destroy a rock. Give me the development center so we can start new projects going. And then destroy this rock. Next turn we have 7 power. We destroy a rock. We have 4 power. We cannot make a robot hub, but we can make a drone hub. The drone hub expands to sandstones, and then we get 5. So I don't really care that much about support. What if I just built a bacteria spreader on top of the sandstones instead? I actually kind of don't care about making this robot hub anymore. Where else would I expand to? Actually, this could be kind of a sick spot, so maybe we expand onto the dormant volcano. Which we're not going to be able to make for a bit because we're about to burn through all of our tritium. Next time we see our exploration satellite pop up, we should probably focus on getting tritium. Maybe we can hit that 25 really fast and set the volcano off. What? I did this already. Oh, because I get the extra project. Oh, it kicks in immediately. Okay. Well, what's the second best thing that I want? Just another project research every turn? Where would I put it? I don't know. Yeah, give me the space project. I can just get rid of it later if I want to. Think tank condominium, +1 science, +1 population. This is the meat lab. Adjacent power producing buildings produce +1 power per turn. So we want that to go here. But I don't think we can put it there anymore. Because I can't get rid of stuff that's supporting a tile. So if I wanted to put... And we could make it like next turn, too. What are you? 10 support per turn? I don't really care about that. We could destroy... We're about to build this project. It gives us +3 science per turn. If we destroy this lab... And then we move you here... Then we can make you next turn here, and that basically doubles our power production. And what do we want our second project? Hey, why not? Like, we can hold space projects. Destroy this rock. We want this to be a support building. We want this to be a house that actual people live in, which means this spot is free to be an oxygen factory. And then you still have an ability. What am I saving up power for? I'm saving up power to build a CO2 factory. And I want to put it, like, out here after I destroy all these rocks. Okay. I am going to need a lot of power, so I'm kind of thinking I don't really want to use prospecting tour. Is there a close prospecting tour? Like, we could do this for 2 power. That's not that much. Sure. What is it? It's just a spot that we can make a city. Oh, but it got us silicates. We can do this turn now. Alright, we now make 8 power per turn. That seems pretty good. That's going to let us destroy all these rocks in no time. What do we got here? Spaceport. +2 trade routes. Connects adjacent cities to space. Adjacent mines produce an extra trade route to export their resource. Is there anywhere good we could put that? If we put it here, we'd get 2. There's not really a good spot to put that. What are you? Food factory? Eh. Hab module. We do kind of want a hab module to go here, but we could also make it with science. So let's think on it. Adjacent science producing buildings, I don't care. And import methane from Titan, I don't have space. What am I doing with my leader this turn? Am I exploring? No, I want to save the power. Am I building a drone hub? No, I don't think so. Because I'm just waiting for houses to come in. So this seems like an ideal time to innovate. We could just take another robot hub, and then maybe here's the support building that sits in the middle of everything in the lava tube city. Yeah. Seems good enough. So I could just stick you like right here. And then what am I expanding to? Probably expanding to here. and making a guided tour. Getting support income, because we are negative right now. Something like that. So now we're back in the positive on support, which is good. We also have an exploration satellite available. We wanted to spend that on tritium sites. Do we have big tritium? Yeah, we've got big tritium right here. Plus 6. So we're at 15. But we're going to be at 13 next turn, because 3 of it is going to this telescope, and we only bring in 1 per turn. We also have 2 robot hubs that we could make. Where would we expand? Here for sure, and then maybe like there? Maybe there. I don't think there's anywhere left that we could make it in New Cardiff. There's not. New Cardiff is full. There's nothing else we can do there. We could also just make a 3rd city. Where could a 3rd city go? That's gonna get flooded. That's a little scary. We could put, like, the God City down here. We'd probably want to set off the volcano first, though. But that gets us this tile, which is probably going to be a nitrates mine, and then these 2 tiles, which are like mystery locations. Maybe we save up food and water for making a city here. Seems fine. Now it's all this. -6 support per turn to get 3 food. No thank you. Hab module. If there's nothing else good, yeah, maybe. Import oceans from series. 6 titanium, 9 tritium. I don't really have the resources to support that yet. And then this is +2 science for 15 silicates. That's interesting. Because if we up our science, we can make more development centers. What am I doing with Miriam this turn? I'd really like to explore some of these tiles and figure out what's down there, so I don't want to do Innovate. Could also just turn it into 2 science. Give me another development center. And then just give me a backup hab module in case I need it. And then I'm going exploring. 7 nitrates, 3 silicates. It's pretty good nitrates. So rather than expanding this down here, I think I'm pretty sold on having this be a new city, and then we just kind of get that naturally instead of getting this unhappiness penalty. Which unfortunately means a lot of the stuff in our hand just isn't doing anything right now, because I don't want to build either of these robot hubs. Well, I can't even build one there. So I guess just end the turn. I would love to have... Let's see, we make 8 power per turn, so probably not power. We make 2 titanium per turn, so probably not titanium. Just give me 10 water. Android hub, 3 robots instead of 2. Another hospital, another bacteria spreader. We don't have the science for that. Windmills must be produced on a planet location. All of our planet locations are kind of spoken for. If we upgrade a robot hub in New Cardiff to an Android hub, we could reach this large aquifer, which is 2 water per turn instead of 1. Is that worth 10 power and 10 titanium? I think yeah, because we make a lot of it now. And then turn the rest into science. I don't have an immediate use for any of it. Upgrade you. Expand here. It's going to make people unhappy, but we have a surplus of support. We are down to 3 titanium now. Is there anywhere nearby we can explore for titanium? We could do this. I don't think that's going to get us 5. Well, it only has to get us 3, because we'll get the other 2 at the end of the turn. That's definitely the closest, though. So yeah, just grab me that. Wow, it gave us 4. It's actually really close. And then we have the water to afford public baths. That takes us to 6. We're getting 1 per turn right now. We're about to get 3 per turn. So I'm not that worried about it stopping us from founding a new city. Put that in. And then just start destroying rocks with this spare power. We get 8 per turn. Just spend it. Some of my trade routes are not as... Oh, we finished the science project. That's right. Okay. So now we're importing silicates, and we're getting ready to finish that. Good. Good, good, good. Scientists are making progress on adapting life to Martian conditions through bioengineering. Do I want +1 heat per turn bacteria? Do I want +2 tritium if climate zone has a city but -1 comfort of living bacteria? No. Give me the heat bacteria. And what's all this? Research center, +2 extra projects. Would be nice. Import oceans? Not really. 60 food. To make -3 support per turn, but +2 population. Another soil factory, and +3 power per turn. This kind of strikes me as an innovate kind of turn. Also because it gets us science towards our development center. And I'm not really needing to explore anything. So innovate, and maybe I'll find something good. Another exploration satellite. I don't have room. Another delivery drone would be nice when we eventually set up this 3rd city, and it's quite cheap. Just give me that, and then give me another one of these for when we set up the 3rd city. And then keep exploring the area around this. We want the city here. That 10 food is also huge. We could found a city next turn if we just explore that spot. So that's kind of big. Although we kind of want to set the volcano off first, I guess. I don't want to set a volcano off with the city right next to it. Now that I think about it. What you got? Homesteads, +4 support, food, oxygen, landing pad, research campus, +1 pop, and +1 science production. That's kind of interesting. But I think this is going to be a prospecting tour turn, and our hand is getting kind of full. Why don't you prospect me? +10 power is kind of huge too. 16 going to 17. Maybe like 18, 19, 20, 21. We're like 3 turns away from setting this volcano off, is how long I have to wait. We do have 2 projects in hand right now that take a lot of science. I think it's actually fine to just do like a +2 science conversion right now. It kind of feels like we're stalled out, but I think it's the right play. What do you do? Mines that produce titanium produce +1 titanium. Okay. Robots provide an extra expansion point. That would go crazy in some of the cities that we have. Adjacent population provides +2 support per turn. Another bacteria spreader. I mean, that just seems like it has the potential to be really good. And then maybe we innovate this turn as well? No, I need to explore for tritium. Turn it into science. Take me here. It's 5 power, but it's big tritium. It's 24. Next turn, we can set off the volcano. Some of my trade routes are not assigned. You're done. What's more important? 10 support per turn or 2 tritium? Probably the support, because we're about to be good on tritium. Like, after we set this volcano off, what else do we need tritium for? Nothing in our hand currently. -15. That's okay. We're still at +1. What are you? GMO lab. +1 food per turn, and adjacent buildings produce +1 food. But 38 science is a real steep ask right now. Resonance station we don't need. Research center would be kind of nice. Another CO2 factory would probably be pretty good. I think we want to go heavy into terraforming here pretty soon. And then this is maybe an innovate turn as well, because again we get science for these things. Space hotels, bacteria spreader, road paver depot. We're going to be real tight on science. No, we're not. We're about to start getting +3 per turn. I think it's fine. There, 5 science per turn. Alright. So now we can make this city. It doesn't really look like it matters where we put it. Long Chasmata Colony? Sure. You go here. Do we want... Oh, we had to do the volcano first. Can I undo that? Yes. Thank God. Restart this volcano first. Okay. We've bumped our atmosphere up to 1. People are happy about it. I can repair you. That's fine. Now I can found the city. Now you're high Chasma. Do we want to immediately expand? We don't have a rocket plate. We do have 2 bacteria spreaders that we could get going. We don't have the titanium to support. Well, we could get it. Where's a spot where we could get 4 titanium from? We want to see like a big titanium icon. Anywhere? No. We'd have to gamble on a small one. Yeah, it only gave us +2. Next turn, I think we build a robot hub, and then we build 2 bacteria spreaders, because life forms help us with support income, which helps us with score. I can only hold 10 projects at a time. We're really over 10? I'm at 11. Alright, what are we getting rid of? I don't really think we need it. I also think people would be insanely unhappy if we used it. So, let's start working on this to get our support up, just to make sure we stay positive. Mariam is retiring. Now we have Aisha. Removing a rock provides titanium. That could be good. Convert 3 silicates to titanium. That could be good. Or Nylia. Increases trade routes by 1 for every 3 new trade routes you set up. Construct an embassy for free. Pretty support again. I'm less impressed by that. I'm very excited about these 2 abilities, though. And I think here we probably just want to like import water. We can't really hold any blueprints right now, so just turn them into science. And then we go Robot Lab. We go expand. And we don't really need the nitrates deposit. I kind of want to go double bacteria spreader. I know it's crazy. So this is +2 atmosphere per turn. This is +1 heat per turn. This one spreads faster. Oh, climate zone's too cold. Okay, well, why don't you go there because it's not too cold, and then the other one will have to do heat. Sewage treatment plant. +1 water if the city has 4 population. We don't need that. 3 silicates to 10 titanium, though. That's huge, because we were out of titanium. We could even do this. We could even do this. Holy cow. We could even do these. Oh, we're going off. Yeah, start making atmosphere and heat. It's time to terraform, baby. It's right in the name. So we're good there. Ship that up as well. Like, titanium's no problem. We just do this every turn. We have 13 silicates. And we can destroy rocks for titanium. We're going to have no problems with titanium at all. So we could grab an android hub. It's +1 robot. It's really the only thing interesting here right now, I think. Because the delivery drone is going to go here, and then we'll do like house, house, house to get maximum benefit out of that, plus 2 support. So we don't need entertainment center. I don't really care about school, because the delivery drone's just kind of the same thing, but it gives us science, and we don't care about science. And we've got a development center in hand that we just can't even afford yet. So give me the Android hub, and then give me 1 science. We could also, not you, we could also build the research center, which just shows us even more projects. Why don't we put that up here? Is there any reason... Well, I mean, I guess the reason would be like you don't have to. I was going to say, is there any reason not just destroy all 4 of these rocks? But you take power, you take power, you take power, you take power, this takes power. Might as well not spend power that we don't need to spend until we actually do need to. So build you. We're just going to make 10 more titanium with you this turn. You honestly might never explore. You might just make 10 titanium every turn until you retire. Destroy this, give me my second CO2 factory. Where else do we want to expand? We could expand here. Don't need to yet, though. Could expand here for nitrates, but we don't need nitrates. What do we need for our next tick of resource income combination? We need silicates or tritium. There's tritium here, and there's silicates here. Maybe we do expand with you right now. So expand 1, take that. Next turn, I'll be able to build you. Trade routes aren't assigned. Yeah, go nuts on it. We make 10 each turn, I don't care. Tundra forest with a plant spreader or alpine pine forest. You require 1 temperature, 1 rainfall. You just require 1 rainfall. More likely that we'll be able to do you. And then this looks like a whole bunch of garbage. Like a gas factory is probably the best option here. Straw support, don't really care. University, don't really care. Road paver. I think that's just going to be a gas factory and a science in my world. Now, what do we need with this exploration satellite? Titanium, probably. No. No, we should explore this spot with it, is what we should do. Make 10 titanium. Explore you. Yeah, and it is a silicates mine. So we come in here. This puts us at 8. I can still build one of you. We won't be able to build the mine, but I can build one of you, and then just give me that tile as well, as long as you're here. Do we have rainfall anywhere? -1, -2, 0. So when we finish this, we could plant trees in Utopia Minor. I don't think there's anywhere that has positive rainfall currently, though. Like, Mars is pretty dry until you start doing stuff on it, so maybe we just sit on that. Nuclear oxygen factory. 2 atmosphere, 2 oxygen, increases radiation. People don't like it. Yeah, I'm not all about that. Hydroponic farm. 23 water makes +2 food per turn. Another exploration satellite. Public baths. Another CO2 factory is kind of nice. Do we have any good spots for the spaceport yet? We have mine here, mine here. Dude, a mine would go crazy in this spot. Can I move you? I can move you. Oh, and a mine here. That's going to be an incredible spot. Yeah, give me the spaceport. The problem is I need tritium now. So I guess let's set up another mine. Let's get more titanium. Let's set up another mine. I don't need you yet. I can't do anything with you yet. But actually, you'll probably end up going there, and this bacteria spreader is just going to, like, work by itself. I don't know what I'm going to do with you anymore. I guess, like, you're not that important. Once I put you down, you can probably go. Because we're going to get 3 free trade routes out of this conglomeration here. You're going to be done next turn. I really want to get this ocean up then, because we can start planting trees. An earthquake, show me. Do I want any of you? I'm so backlogged on power and titanium, I don't think I can take that. Already have at least one building to make for that. Research center, I could take a research center. We're not that far behind on science. And every time we make robots, we do get more. So that's probably a pretty safe pick. And then the plus... No, we're so tight on power and titanium. I think this is just going to be another +1 science. Oh my god, everything is destroyed. 8 food. Oof. Another 8 food. Oof. Guess we're not going to have food for a while. This is damaged. It's 10 science. Oh my god. That was a bad earthquake. Here's my support. No, I should do this first. Because we kind of need tritium for this thing. Also, give me locations that give me tritium. Do I need titanium this turn? If I had 16, what would I make? Would I make an Android hub? No. Would I make a CO2 factory? I can't. I don't have enough power. I don't think there's anything I would make with titanium this turn, so give me the tritium instead, and let's keep working towards a spaceport. We'll be at 13 next turn. We'll have enough power. This should give 2, so I think next turn we can make the spaceport. We can put it here, and then we're going to get a ton of extra trade routes out of that deal. Choices. Gas factory. Power's pretty free. Plant spreader, have one already. Public baths, don't care. Already have one and just haven't made it yet. Quantum data center, don't care. Give me a gas factory, and then give me +1 science. Alright, so you are exploring here. That puts us at 15, which means you go here. So now we have 2 free trade routes. What do we want to spend them on? I think we want to spend them on titanium. And then we can export 2 more. It's a lot of it's a lot of trade routes that we have going on currently. This does hurt our tritium a bit, but this is going to help a lot with it. Now, what are you doing? I think you're just making 10 titanium. I don't need you to explore this turn. We could make a research center. This is going to be house, house, house. There's room for a research center like down here. And I do just like seeing more projects every turn, so let's do that. Oh my god, we're spoiled for choice. We haven't used the dead volcano spot yet. We could put a heliostat power plant on top of it. But I think that is where you were going to go. Although now that we have you down, I could just get rid of this old landing pad. I don't really care about it anymore. Do I need another +3 power, though? When we're making 8 per turn? Like, I also don't think so. This is 25 tritium for 50 ocean. When we're done with the import project, though, we might have enough to support that. Why don't you give me this? And then we're not doing anything else with our water, so give me the hydroponic farm. I could... could get rid of a research center. No, I don't want to do that. I think I'd rather do this. I think I'd rather go to 6 power per turn, move you here, and then build you here. I know I've been complaining a lot about power, but the truth is, anytime we need power, we can just take one turn to like import 15 of it, and then we'll be fine. Now over here, I want all of these to be houses for the support bonus from delivery drones. We can't put noxious uses here or here. We can put noxious uses in these 3 spots. So clear this out. Oh my god, we're out of power. Okay, fine. That's a job for next turn. I could explore here for power, actually. Hang on. Yeah, that works great. That's exactly what we needed. Alright, there we go. Trade route's not assigned. This is going to hurt. Alright, we're going to be pretty bad on power for like 2 turns, but then it's all going to pay off. Donlay Group, one of the big players in Earth's food industry, offers up a high-tech food lab. 28 science to get 1 science per turn, and then it's basically a soil factory, or 50 support for saying go away. I'll take 50 support for saying go away. We already have our nitrate soil factory over there. So now we could take a photovoltaic field and stick it up there. We did just get rid of one of our tritium plants, so I kind of like that now. I'd love to have a second spaceport, but I don't know where I'd put it. I guess like right there would go a little sicko mode. We wouldn't get the comfort bonus from it, though. I don't care about it that much. What else would I take? Not really anything, but +1 science is like sort of good. Alright, so you're getting built here. We're back up to +8 power. I kind of want to expand over this nitrates deposit because it opens up an extra trade route with the spaceport. My avenue for doing that is getting to 30 food, so I can build a house. We will be at 29 at the end of this turn. Now we'll be at 30. Do I want to trade for anything else? Yes, I want to trade for a bit of power, because we're spending a lot on this import tritium from Mercury project. I don't need to convert silicates to titanium this turn. Still don't really need a sewage treatment plant. Our water production is actually fine. So I think this is just going to be an exploration this turn. And an exploration that gets us a bit of tritium seems like a nice bet. Trade routes are not assigned. There. So that will be done next turn. What do you got for me? We could get more ocean. More food, more power. Dev centers, I think I'm pretty much done with. We have a lot of science that we still need to spend in hand right now. Android hub, I wouldn't mind having another Android hub, actually. But I think the rest of this we could just... Well, no, here's what I can do. Enable that project, and then take you. So now we've got water, water, and water. Dump that in there. We're going to need a lot of tritium to support this. We're only getting +3 per turn because we are exporting 1. So we're actually net negative tritium right now. I'm going to use my exploration satellites when I have the opportunity to do that. And then with a little bit of... Well, hang on. Because I could just build another gas... No, I can't build another gas reactor. It has power to remove that. I can do this. I wanted to do that. And then I wanted to go here. And I wanted to make a mine. That gets us one more free trade route, which we can turn into power. And then I guess I can just do like a quick little exploration here. This one even gets us power. This one even gets us power. 6 power. It's not enough to do anything with, but it is something. You, I'm kind of tired of looking at, so I'm going to switch you to a bacteria spreader. And we're going to start using that for temperature. We are also using too many trade routes now, because I deleted one of them. So let's do something like that, and then that's a free one, so I'll actually add it back in. Is that the most important thing to trade for? No. Let's get science instead. Because I do want to build this other development center. Okay, can't do either of those. +1 silicates for every 3 mines owned by the city. Don't really care. Road paver, don't really care. Space. I think I'm kind of like out of the phase of the game where I take cards. Where do I want to expand? I could expand to here. 2 power or 2 comfort. 2 comfort would be pretty nice. Like if I upgrade you to an Android hub. No, I'd rather build terraforming stuff. Put a gas factory here, and then next turn we'll put like a CO2 factory there. And then we could get like a development center in here. We can get like another development center in there. And that should pretty much be that place done. Over here, I don't know what I'm doing, but at least I know I have building space up there. And then here, these are all pretty much free. Just grab some free stuff down there. We have increased temperature level, great. Aisha's retiring. Honestly, Aisha did a ton of work. Increase trit by 1 for every 1 trit you start producing. Destroy 5 rocks for free. Mine 10 of that resource? That's going to be hard to top. Increase oxygen production by 1 for every new 3 oxygen you start producing. Import life forms. Reduce rain requirement. That's a little advanced for where we're at right now. I'm going to go with Arthur. I would really like both of these. I don't have room for them. I could just get rid of this project. We haven't invested anything into it, and it's so expensive. I'd much rather have this for radiation protection. It's just going to make people that little bit happier. And then I could take another gas factory, I guess. 8 power is a pretty light ask. Three power to remove. I could just wait a turn and put a CO2 factory there. I have any rocks to destroy here? 3, 5. So here's what your power can do this turn. Actually, let's just destroy all of them in there. And then... sure. You as well. Now, we haven't quite finished this project yet. But when we do, we're going to replace that photovoltaic field with our plant spreader, because I think we can grow plants in Utopia Minor once the water level goes up by 1. We probably have room for a gas factory in here now, actually. So a house goes there. House would like going there because it's going to get support. So these 2 tiles are available for noxious uses. We'll stick a gas factory there. And then I think we're good to go. Metallidurans, min requirements 1 temperature. Gives us +1 titanium per turn. Mediterranean shrubs 2 temperature. It's unlikely I use either of these, but I guess give me the shrubs. Skyscraper, dome. I just don't think we're going to use any of these. We're also really close to winning. I think with the cards we have in our hand right now, we have probably just won. We build the gas factory. We can't afford to do either of these because they actually take power, so we're probably just going to earthworks this turn and destroy those 2 rocks for free. No rocks in Cardiff. Cardiff is done. Rizzoian's done. So that's all you're going to do this turn. Development center would actually fit in really nicely like here. And then we do have the exploration satellite. What do we need? A power, ideally. Here's a power spot. +4 power from that. Can still research a project. Oh, because I built the building again. Yeah, just give me 1 more science. Can still use earthworks. Trade routes are not. Okay, I'm way behind on stuff. Spend science on that, because we're doing pretty good on our science surplus. I don't have anything else to use earthworks on, so I'm fine ending the turn with that going on. -20 support, but we're still at +19. Import atmosphere. We're making 12 atmosphere a turn. I don't think we're going to need to do that. Space House. Oh, am I covering? I'm covering up some of the parameters. Hang on, I gotta find a better spot for myself. There's actually no good spot to really put myself here. I apologize. I think like here, covering up life forms might be the best spot for me to go. Actually, what if I go here? That might actually be the best spot for me to go. But I don't think I'm using any of these, so just give me the 3 science. Flood the planet. 1 regional building will be destroyed. We're gonna lose a mine? We're gonna lose a water mine. Build a dike, I guess. And then flood. And now that we've flooded, build plant spreader here. Build... Oh, I can place Tundra Forest in both these spots. Holy cow. Yeah, put you here. There we go. We can also build Android hubs now. I could get to that geothermal spot. Put an Android hub like here. I love that it changes the actual like landscape of the cities as well. It's just such a nice touch. So we go here. People are mad about it, but then they're really excited about it because they get a spa resort. But I honestly think that's the only place we're going to expand. I don't know where else I would go. What else do we have to do? We could produce 15 atmosphere if we explore somewhere. I don't think I can afford any of those explorations. They cost a ton of power. Do we need resources? We could get 10 water if we drill here. I'll get 10 water. Trade route's not assigned. Just dump all the science into that magnetic shielding. I think when we complete this, we will probably win. Because it's going to push our happiness just that much higher. And that's going to kick us over the threshold. But until then, we can absolutely afford another oxygen factory now. We can... I mean, we can afford all of it. The question is, what do we want? Think Tank Condominium does give us +1 population. So maybe we take that, because we can put it in this spot, which is +7 support. And then we can find out what's here, and we could expand there if we wanted. Yeah, I'll build a mine on it. Sure. And then end turn. There we go. Mission success from raising the atmosphere. So that's Terraformers. It's a good little game. I have a couple more things that I do just want to point out to kind of, you know, highlight the appeal of why we're going to be playing this for a while. Number 1, meta progression. The more levels you have, you unlock different leaders. The leaders do different stuff. You also unlock new buildings as your level goes up. So now we've got things like the Rover Exploration Center, Reglyph Burner, Automated Robotic Workforce. They got a ton of levels. Igloos? Okay. Touring company, support, seed vault, science per life form. The heck are these? Bus station, train station, hyperloop. Oh, reduces the negative so you can expand further without people getting upset if you have one of those, I guess. And then if we go to main menu, the other thing that's neat is there's these different game modes that you can play. So Red Planet is just like get points for doing everything. But then you've also got Red Path, where you win by producing water, nitrate, silicate, titanium, and tritium. We've got Green Path, which is for life forms. Blue Path is terraforming. Per Aspera is science projects. And then there's like a couple more even as well. So there's all these different kinds of challenges and goal states that the game has that kind of change the way you construct your economy, which is just a neat little thing. So we're going to explore a bunch of these. We might get into some of the weekly challenges as well. They've got, you know, a la Against the Storm style kind of modifiers in place, so those could be kind of fun. But I think we're going to fiddle with this for a bit. I've been enjoying playing it a lot, and I think it meshes well with kind of what the theme of the channel is. So, hope you guys have enjoyed that. I don't know when we're going to play it again. I am spread between 3 games right now, which has me a little thin, and one of them has not really been Against the Storm very much. I would like to change that. But I think we're going to be back playing this again before too long. Until then, though, if you happen to miss it, there's always going to be the VODs up on the VODs channel. And I'll catch you around next time you happen to stop by the channel to see what other kind of stuff we're up to. But until then, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and take care. I'll catch up with you later.